everyone, I'm Justisa and welcome to Dark History of Sweden. Today we will move on a bit from mental asylums and talk a little bit about an old medieval castle. I went to Glimmingehus a while ago and I want to share what I learned. And as always, if you like my content, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss another video. Let's start off with where Glimmingehus is located. I got some feedback on my last video that they kind of would want to see where these places are, like on a map. So I will do my best to show you. Glimmingehus is located in the province of Skåne and the county of Simrishamn, far to the east. It takes me from Malmö about 1 hour and 15 minutes to go there by car. If I went by bus and train, it would take me about 2 hours. The castle is about 30 meters tall, and that is about 99 feet or 32 yards tall. It is 12 meters wide. That is 39 feet or 13 yards wide. There are 4 floors, and it's surrounded by a moat. The only way over is across a drawbridge. That is no longer a drawbridge, just a normal bridge. Glimmingehus is filled with trapdoors, false doors, secret passageways, dead ends, holes to pour boiling tar, and many other death traps to protect the castle from intruders and incursions. Bottom floor was the food storage, kitchen, wine cellar, freshwater well, and also one of the most expensive things about the castle, a heating facility. Thanks to an early stage of ventilation channels built into the walls from the bottom floor, a large oven heated the entire building, sending the hot air upwards through these channels. The second floor was the living quarters of the lord, as well as grandiose meeting rooms. The floor after that was the wife's chambers, as well as the children's rooms. The top floor was the knight's hall, with a large limestone stove adorned with weapons. Glimmingehus Castle started construction in 1499 for the Danish knight Jens Holgersen Ulfstand. According to the epigraph above the gate, Jens was a cabinet minister, knight, and admiral for King Hans of Denmark. Jens inherited Glimmingehus farm from his late father. He started the construction in 1499 and it finished in 1505. Jens was married to Holmgerd Axelsdotter Brahe. They had 2 children together, but unfortunately she died in 1495 before construction could start on their magnificent castle. Jens remarried a little while later with Margrethe Arvidsdotter Trolle, and they had 7 children together. When Jens died and all his family either died or moved away, the castle was used as a silo. There were plans on demolishing it in 1676 during the War of Skåne to make sure the Danish king didn't get a hold of it. They made 2 attempts but failed both and left it unattended. Instead, it was used as a silo during the 1700s. But in 1924, it was donated to Vitterhetsakademin, and between 1935 and 1938, a full-scale restoration and excavation took place. Today, it is owned by the National Heritage Board, and it is a museum with guided tours, and there's a cafe. So you can walk around the premises and soak up all that history while having a fika. It doesn't get more Swedish than that. I want to end this video with a legend that the tour guide told us while we were there. During the time Glimmingehus was active, it is important to know that Skåne, that today is the lower part of Sweden, belonged to Denmark. There were many wars between the Swedes and Danes about Skåne, and they weren't exactly friendly. We were up in the wives' quarters and the guide stopped by a window. And right by the window there was a stone tablet with a knight on it. Most likely it was Jens himself. You can see that on the the emblems. It is his house and his wife's house emblem. Anyways, that isn't the important part of the legend. So, the legend goes that a young Danish woman who lived at the castle fell in love with a Swedish soldier. This was obviously frowned upon, but they didn't exactly forbid her from seeing him. At least that's what the tour guide told us, and there were children around, so who knows. Anyways, they told her that she wasn't allowed to tell him any secrets or anything of their plans, because obviously they were still enemies and at war. But of course, somehow he made her tell him their secrets. The Swedes ambushed the Danes, and after the battle, they knew that there is only one way they could have known how to ambush them. The woman must have told their secrets. And because of her treachery, she had to be punished. Her punishment was to be bricked in behind the stone tablet, and could only be freed by her beloved. They say that you can still hear her cries from behind the stone tablet, echoing throughout the chamber. She supposedly walks around looking for her Swedish soldier, but can never leave that floor. And apparently, you can see her during the nights, walking around crying. I found this legend super fascinating, and they say that there are around 11 spirits residing in the castle still. It would be super cool to do a proper investigation of this, but we will see what happens. And there are probably many more legends and stories about the castle, but this is the one I will go with today. That was all I had on Glimmingehus and a legend. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss a video. Take care of each other and yourself, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!